There's a lot of shady characters in the crypto space. I'm learning all of it. We had an issue with CryptoZoo, where our lead developer took the code that he made, fled to Switzerland.
So it's the lead developer's fault.
Dude, he went to Switzerland. That's a
because apparently they're neutral over there. I don't know.
Actually fled to Switzerland and like held it hostage for $1 million. Like behind the scenes drama that took a stick and stuck it in the spokes of my wheels.
Oh, well, that wasn't expected. There's a shady developer who held up Logan's code hostage in Switzerland. That's why this hasn't worked the whole time. He held it hostage for $1 million. Well, let's add that to the board. I mean, isn't the mystery solved? Now, obviously, the first thing I wanted to do was hunt down this developer, who we'll be calling Z here, and find out the truth of what happened. Why did he steal Logan's code for $1 million? However, I finally got a hold of him, and when I did, he admitted he took the code hostage, but he says the reason for it was nothing like what Logan had said.
You literally never paid me anything.
I knew it was going to be one of these things where you say, hey, we're going to do this project, and I'll make sure, you see how big my name is. You see I'm Logan Paul, and I'm next to Jake Paul, and, I fought Floyd Mayweather. You can trust me. I'm going to get this money, right? Mm-hmm. And then you do all of this, clickety-clack on your Mac. I love internet porn. For those that get the reference, we love you. And it was like, oh, yeah, he held the code hostage for $1 million. And the first thought that came to my mind was that motherfucker was trying to get paid money that he was supposed to get paid, but didn't. And when you hear about what happened, I believe, which fight was this? It was one of the fights that they put on, and the fighters on the undercard didn't get paid. Certain important people didn't get paid. And that happened within the last couple of years, the whole Rona, celebrity, fighting scheme, because those were scams too. Those fights, come on, they ain't real. They're not real in the sense of like, they're not really competitive fights that people should care about.
No, it's like WWE. It's just fake.
No, it's not that the fights weren't real. I think that they actually got in the ring and intended to fight. They didn't put out real matchups that people should care about. It was all bullshit. Like the fights were bullshit fights nobody should ever care about, with matchups that made no sense. But then when you looked at it, it was just like, oh, certain people were still waiting to get paid and still had not been paid.
That's just
I don't know, man. And so, like, when I heard this thing with the developer, I'm just like, he ran to Switzerland.
See, I thought he made that part up, though. Like, I'll be honest with you, because it's like, it sounded like bullshit. Like, that's some shit you would make. Like, yeah, that guy just ran off to, like, Canada, ran off to Switzerland, like, whatever.
Yeah, but I believe that part because people like to stiff developers, which is why developers try to get at least half up front.
Well, okay, so this
but he probably thought that they were good for the money.
Okay, so this is the one thing I have to say though. As you know, I'm working on my own project and getting my own website off the ground, right?
Oh, right. You're already
like
promised me money I never got.
Like I'm very familiar with how it works with the development stuff. And shut up. We're very familiar with the developmental side of things when you're making a website or making a brand. Like, dude, like within the contract I had signed is like I pay in installments when certain phases are met. You know what I mean? That's just industry standard. So I will say this. I feel like it's a little like I feel like the developer didn't have a contract. I feel like that's the only way this happens is if you don't have a written contract. So what you're saying is that the developer got duped the same way the investors did. Exactly. Relying on his name and his star power. Oh yeah, the money is coming. Don't worry about it. I'm good for it. Yeah, because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because if I have a written contract with you, I can go after him legally, right? Mm-hmm. Like no problem, right? Like if he agreed to pay these terms, and I'm just making an assumption now because we're watching this, but like it makes no sense to me why the developer would have to flee a country and hold it hostage if he sign a
but
contract.
are you really holding it hostage if you did the work and you were never paid?
No,
it's your work then.
It is your work, but I'm saying like
at that point, CryptoZoo's should go to the lead developer and his team and get the paws out of it.
Yep, I mean that's a fair point. I mean that's